The Fox and the Stork. One sunny day, a fox and a stork chanced upon each other by the stream. The hungry fox attempted to catch a fish swimming in the water, but was not able to hold on. At that instant, the stork walked over on her tall, skinny legs and quickly bent over to pierce the very fish that Fox had accidentally let go of. The stork successfully ate a good meal, while the fox was left starving and hungry. "Fox, that lunch was fantastic, all thanks to your mistake," exclaimed the stork as she walked away, tapping her full belly. Furious, the fox said to himself, "That shameless stork, I will get my revenge." A few days passed, and Fox coincidentally met Stork. "You must come and dine with me today," Fox said to the stork, smiling to himself at the trick he was going to play. "Thanks for the invitation. I would love to," replied the stork. Later that afternoon, when Stork arrived for dinner, the warm, appetizing smell of Fox's cooking filled the house. Fox presented a soup on a large, shallow dish, saying, "This is my favorite recipe. Dive right in." However, the stork was unable to taste the soup. All she could do was wet the very tip of her bill. Not a drop of soup could she get. Seeing the trouble, Fox sneered and asked, "What's the matter, Stork? Is it not to your liking? Let me know if you want seconds." As Fox lapped up the rest of his soup, Stork realized that she had been tricked by Fox's sneaky ways. Later on that week, Fox and Stork chanced upon each other yet again in the woods. Not wanting to miss an opportunity, Stork asked, "Hey, Fox, would you like to come over to my place and have dinner tonight? I would like to return the favor from last time." The fox, having ate a bad lunch, happily replied, "Of course, looking forward to it." As the sun set that evening, Fox arrived in good time with a very good appetite to Stork's cottage. Stork called out, "Come on in, dinner is served." Fox walked up to the dining table to find a nice surprise. Set on the table, exuding a delectable and inviting aroma, was a fish dinner, served in a long jar with a very narrow neck. The stork lowered her bill into the neck of the jar and began eating, boasting of the recipe that had been passed down in her family. The fox, realizing he had been tricked, made every last effort to get his nose and mouth into the jar to have just one taste of the fish. Who was he fooling? It was an impossible feat. All Fox could do was to lick the outside of the jar and sniff at the delicious odor. Holding his head down in shame and regret, Fox walked out of Stork's house into the cold night. As he walked back home, Fox whispered to himself, "I'm sorry, Stork. I have learned my lesson." The moral of today's story is, do not play tricks on your neighbors unless you can stand the same treatment yourself. The end. Hello everyone. I hope you enjoyed my rendition of The Fox and the Stork. We will take this time to review a few notable English expressions and words. 여우와 두루미 잘 들으셨나요? 제가 지금부터 이야기에 나오는 몇 가지 영어 표현을 알려드리겠습니다. Number 1. Chanced upon. One day, a fox and a stork chanced upon each other by the stream. Chanced upon은 우연히 마주쳤을 때 쓰이는 표현입니다. 다른 예를 들면, My friend and I chanced upon each other on the street. Number 2. At that instant. At that instant, the stork walked over on her tall, skinny legs. At that instant also means without delay or right away. 한국어로는 그 순간이라고 표현됩니다. 예를 들면 At that instant, the police officer turned on the siren. Number 3. Dive right in. Fox presented a soup on a large, shallow dish, saying, dive right in. 상대방에게 무엇을 해봐 라고 권할 때 쓰이는 표현입니다. 예를 들면, The teacher told us to dive right into our research project. Number 4. Lapped up. As Fox lapped up the rest of his soup. 여기서 to lap up은 동물들이 특히 욕심을 내면서 음식을 허겁지겁 먹는다는 표현으로 이해하면 됩니다. 다른 문장으로 예를 들면 The cat lapped up the bowl of warm milk. I hope you all enjoyed reading, listening, and studying with me. 여러분, 우리는 다음 이야기에서 또 만나요. After a while, crocodile.